My name's Lauren Riley, and I'm the Executive Director at SuitUp. SuitUp is an education nonprofit founded in 2014 that increases career awareness and preparedness for all students. SuitUp was designed to solve two social problems. First and foremost, many of our students in underserved communities and many of our students of color were failing to connect academic success with future career opportunities. They would ask, why do I need to know geometry? LeBron James doesn't know geometry. And it became incredibly clear that schools were ill-equipped to answer questions like this, knowing that guidance counselors and career counselors were stretched incredibly thin. And on the flip side, in the corporate world, we were seeing that corporates aren't reflecting the diversity of this great nation. 1% of Fortune 500 companies have an African American CEO, and over 85% of top executive positions are held by white men. And unfortunately, HR teams and recruiters are saying that the talent pipeline just isn't there, and they're lacking strategies to engage diverse talent to join their firms. So here was SuitUp's solution, because we knew we could solve this issue. SuitUp partners directly with companies to run business competitions for high school and middle school students in underserved communities to increase their career awareness and readiness. Corporate volunteers act as coaches to students as they tackle a real corporate challenge, like designing a new product for Nike or creating a new app for Snapchat. Since we've started this organization, we've served over 8,500 students, engaging 6,500 corporate volunteers, and students truly are starting to see that how they do in school will directly impact the career that they can have when they grow up. Our students come from across the US, all of which are from Title I schools, meaning 80% or more of the school population has free or reduced price lunch. We work with both boys and girls, grades 5 through 12. Meaning 10 years old all the way up to 18, and they all come from many different backgrounds. So what does a SuitUp competition actually look like? We tell the students that today you're in the driver's seat, you're the CEO, and you're going to be creating a new product for a company like Nike. Throughout the competition, students focus on brainstorming, due diligence, fleshing out marketing, strategy, design, and finance, all the while being helped by corporate volunteers who coach them through the process with the end goal of creating a 5-minute pitch that they present to judges for a cash prize. When you do well in school, you get an A, but when you do well in the business world, you get some money in your pocket. And SuitUp likes to emulate that, showing students this is exactly what it's like to be in the business world. Throughout the competition, we really hone in on some of those hard skills, like marketing, strategy, finance, and design. There's no reason a 10-year-old shouldn't know what a KPI is, or profit margin, or a SWOT analysis. And it allows students to really open their eyes to the future possibilities that are out there, and knowing that a student who really enjoys social media like TikTok or Instagram now knows that they can go to college, major in marketing, and join a marketing firm one day. And those connections can start as early as 10 years old. When we started SuitUp, we knew that the value proposition for schools was really strong, right? SuitUp is a free program from them. They get mentored by corporate volunteers, and kids get to engage in a fun business competition. But what was the value proposition going to look like for a corporate? For us, we really wanted to hone in on a couple key words that corporates are really why corporates are really enjoying the SuitUp model. First and foremost, we make it fun and impactful and skills-based. It's not picking up garbage. It's not working in a soup kitchen. Instead, it's really engaging the skills that make you a strong professional and being able to pay forward those skills to students who may not have had that opportunity growing up. This is a direct correlation for how we're going to further future diversity across every industry in the US. And in addition, that last piece is really that SuitUp is taking all the heavy lift off the corporate partner. We understand that they're stretched thin as well. And so being able to run the whole volunteer day, everything from the logistics to the facilitation to the impact reporting, SuitUp is able to handle that all. All we ask of our corporate partners is to provide volunteers and then pay for the experience so that we can run the competition. We've worked with corporate partners across every industry, and the one question we always get from corporates is, when can I do this again? And so all the corporates listed on this slide do anywhere from 1 to 10 competitions a year with SuitUp. When we think about expansion, we thought first about New York City, which is where our headquarters are, and we narrowed down the market to 3,500 companies that already have CSR departments that are focused on volunteerism, engagement, and also are already giving to education. And if we can capitalize on even just 15% of that market, we stand to bring in $1.8 million in earned income. We broke down those 3,500 companies into 4 different segments. First, the companies with true CSR departments. These are your large financial services firms like a Morgan Stanley or a Goldman Sachs. Next, we thought about companies that already have a volunteer day, like a KPMG or a Deloitte. It's a 1 day of volunteering. Then we thought about technology companies who employ millennials. Research shows today that millennials aren't just choosing their job based on the role, they're actually looking at the company to make sure that they are socially conscious. And last but not least, thinking through what companies that actually have a product, like a Snapchat or a Louis Vuitton or a Coach. These are great companies to work with because we can actually customize the competition to their brand. In terms of what sets us apart from other nonprofits, yes, we don't always play well in the sandbox, and we really wanted to make sure that we differentiated ourselves. We came across stronger in customizable programming, our low lift for all stakeholders, making sure the value prop was there for both our kids and for our corporate partners, as well as putting together incredibly strong virtual programming during this pandemic. Which brings me to our discussion about what was SuitUp's COVID pivot. In 2019, we only ran 56 in-person competitions. When it became incredibly clear that this global pandemic was not going to allow us to do any more in-person work, we quickly pivoted to create a virtual platform and a virtual SuitUp business competition. Since we started that in June, our program has expanded. We've been able to beat all of our 2019 revenue numbers, competition numbers, number of corporate partners, number of students, and we've brought in some really unique and big name sponsors who are incredibly excited to partner with us, like an Uber, Forbes, Viacom, Salesforce, and Snapchat. So now what does our growth plan look like? Now that we know that we can run in-person and virtual business competitions, our growth in New York City can, dramatically increase. And as you can see from the numbers here, we're looking to do almost over $1 million in earned income in 2022, with the hope and knowing that we can serve 15,000 students in New York City by 2022 with that cumulative impact, and engaging almost 9,000 corporate executives to give back to their local community and work with our students. So SuitUp is seeking $300,000 for 2021. And this will allow us to first add key managerial functions to round out our team, someone in operations as well as someone in marketing. This will also allow us to purchase software that'll allow us to automate a lot of our operations that are slowing us down in regards to scale. This funding will also provide us working capital to keep operations going. And then that last piece is being able to build a longitudinal student tracking database so that we make sure SuitUp isn't just a one-day experience for students, but that we're truly measuring the SuitUp experience. Where are they going to college? What are they majoring in? And ultimately, what job are they getting? And can we make a connection between their experience at SuitUp and what they end up doing when they grow up? Ultimately, this $300,000 will allow us to serve 15,000 students by 2022, but also prepare us for national expansion, where we can jump into new cities and serve 25,000 plus students every single year. I wanted to quickly introduce you to our team. Myself, Nicole, Erica, and Kelsey are all former educators. And we saw that we were not able to achieve the academic and social and emotional outcomes we wanted for our kids in the confines of a traditional public school classroom. I think about myself. I taught 9th and 12th grade in the South Bronx, 7th grade in Harlem, and found that even though my students were just a 22-minute ride to Midtown Manhattan, they never left their 10-block radius. And how am I supposed to open their eyes to the awesome colleges and careers out there when they never left the comforts of their home? So it was important to me that we were able to, open their horizon. And Nicole and Erica and Kelsey saw this as well in Hartford, Connecticut, Los Angeles, Newark, New Jersey. And we knew that with SuitUp, we could actually solve this problem. I leave you with the why. And this is one of our students in Indianapolis, the Rooted School. As you can see, half their students are back in class and the other half are still at home due to the global pandemic. They've just completed their SuitUp competition and they're anxiously awaiting to see who wins. Let's see.
Come on. Team 3.
All schools should be this fun. There's no reason why SuitUp can't be in every underserved school across the US so that we can make connections between academic success and future career opportunities. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk a little bit more about SuitUp, and I look forward to having you invest in our business.